Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a new season of Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. I'm Scott Jordan. Today we kick off the year at the Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City, the fourth and final event of the weekend on Arena Championship Series West. Great driver lineup here as we take a look now at the racing bracket. Velociraptor, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, Gravedigger, Monster Mutt, Dalmatian, Rammunition, and Earthshaker and Raminator in round one. Up first, the current series points leader, Elvis Lainez in El Toro Loco, up against David Olford in Velociraptor, riding for Team Throttle Monster. As we get ready to kick off round one of racing, we are off and running at the Vivint Arena. El Toro Loco's Elvis Lainez has won 2 racing competitions on the weekend. David Olford has been shut out all throughout the racing weekend, and another win for Elvis Lainez as David Olford spins out and El Toro Loco advances. Next up, the rookie Ashley Sanford in Megalodon. She goes up against the Central Series champion from a year ago, Krysten Anderson in Gravedigger. And here we go, a tough task for the rookie Ashley Sanford, who has got 1 racing win on the season. Krysten Anderson 2-3, but she's got to hit the brakes going around the turn, makes a nice tight drift, and she's got the win. So Krysten Anderson moving on at Gravedigger into round 2, the semis. Next up, Kirk Craven, Rammunition out of Champaign, Illinois, riding for Hall Brothers Racing. He goes up against Bailey Shea, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, riding now for Team Throttle Monster. Our third round 1 matchup, Mark Hall goes deep around that turn box. That's going to cost him as he tries to level up. And right here, Bailey Shea now hits the brakes. She's got a nice straightaway there, and she gets the win. So Bailey Shea advancing into the semifinal round. Our final round 1 matchup, Tristan England in Earthshaker. He won the first racing competition here this weekend. He goes up against Mark Hall in Raminator, riding for Hall Brothers Racing. And Tristan England at the line first. Raminator pulls up slow, and our final round 1 matchup begins. Great start off the line for Tristan England, and he goes around that turn pot here into the final turn. Mark Hall hitting the brakes, goes wide, but Tristan England, look at that turn box. It is out of the chalk line. That's going to be a penalty, and Mark Hall, Raminator will advance. Let's look at the semifinal bracket. El Toro Loco against Gravedigger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian versus Raminator. So Krysten Anderson now into round 2, our semifinal. She's 3-3 on the season. Elvis Lainez on a streak in arenas like nobody else, 12-1 on the season. These two go way back, and it is more than personal here. Racing points on the line. Great turn there from El Toro Loco. We've seen that all weekend long, and Krysten Anderson got to straighten up the back end of that truck, and it is El Toro Loco advancing. So Elvis Lainez continues the run. Bailey Shea, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, she is up next against Mark Hall in Raminator. And here we go, the winner moves on to meet El Toro Loco, waiting patiently on the pod in our racing finals. Bailey Shea, nice clean turn around that box. Mark Hall up by the log. That is going to cost him precious seconds, and Bailey Shea going to take advantage, and Bailey Shea makes it into the final round. So she moves on against Elvis Lainez and El Toro Loco. So we take a look at our racing bracket. El Toro Loco with Velociraptor wins and Gravedigger win, and then up against Monster Mutt Dalmatian, who went by Rammunition and Raminator to get to the final round. And here we go, Elvis Lainez now trying for his 3rd racing competition win of the season. Bailey Shea looking for her first. The winner gets 8 points here in Salt Lake City as we wind out a great weekend to kick off the 2023 Monster Jam season. Elvis Lainez now has to brake check those back rear tires off that turn. Makes a nice clean corner. Bailey Shea goes wide, nearly clipping the truck. And Elvis Lainez going to get it done again. His 3rd racing win. He improves to 14-1 on the season. And now we take a look at our first overall point standings. The BKT leaderboard after 1. 8 points for Elvis, 7 for Bailey Shea, 4 for Krysten Anderson and Mark Hall, and then 2 apiece for Tristan England, Ashley Sanford, Kirk Kramer, and David Olford. Coming up next, it's the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge as we continue the action with Arena Series in 30, powered by Spin Master. Welcome back to Arena in 30 as we continue on here at the Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City. Next up is the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Each driver with the opportunity to wow the crowd with the maneuver using only 2 wheels. They have 2 attempts to do so. They're judged by fans in attendance on creativity and execution. Up first, out of Shaw, Oregon, David Olford in Velociraptor, riding for Team Throttle Monster. And they debuted that Velociraptor truck at the end of last season, and David Ofer now comes off that first attempt, gets a wheelie across the pod, and attempt number 2 now for Velociraptor, lining up that beautiful new truck right here on the edge of the pod, goes for a popper, and he gets it right into a stoppie, and now trying to moonwalk it back, has to gain control. He's got it. Nose wheelie, stoppie right there on a dime, top of the pod, and now a moonwalk back across into a nose wheelie, multiple combination moves, and David Ofer lands it back down on all 4 BKT tires. Next up, Tristan England in Earthshaker. He's got 1 skills win already on the weekend, trying for 2, gets a nice stoppie, completes the control, stops it on a dime, edges out into a nose wheelie. He's got the back wheels crab walking now. They're all extended. They're all moving. That is pure control. This kid shows off in this competition every single time out. And here's what he's known for, the Tonka teeter-totter, as he gets it back into reverse position onto the wheelie across the base of that ramp and back down, dragging the tail end of that Earthshaker. Unbelievable maneuver for the kid out of Paris, Texas. Second attempt now for Earthshaker, comes right across the backside of that ramp down into a stoppie. Foregoes a nose wheelie, gets it onto a moonwalk, trying to get all the way up to the pod, gets the acceleration and gets it dropped down into that dip onto the center pod all the way across. He's not going back. He's going to try the teeter-totter again. Gets a pogo bounce and a wheelie combo. Unbelievable. And a 9.404. Tristan England takes the lead. Well-deserved score from the fans in Salt Lake City. Elvis Lainez in El Toro Loco. He's got 2 wins in this competition. He's got a nice nose wheelie, goes right up to that edge of that pod, back down into the dip. And now the clip of that truck, the mouth of El Toro Loco hanging on by a thread, and some nice air, 7.294. Bailey Shea, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, great showing in the racing competition. She's got a sky wheelie across the pod, back down over the single log, 5.862. Now Krysten Anderson in Gravedigger going for a reverse stoppie. Instead moves it right into a wheelie, and a very low score for her, 5.230. And Tristan England gets another win in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. So a great comeback win for Tristan England. As we take a look at the BKT overall point standings, Elvis Lainez hangs on to the lead. Bailey Shea second. Tristan England now moves up to third. David Ofer in fourth, and Krysten Anderson in fifth to round out our top 5. Coming up next, the third competition of the day in Salt Lake City. It's the donut competition. You don't want to miss it. That's coming up next on Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. Welcome back to Salt Lake City as we kick off Arena in 30 with Arena Championship Series West. And next at the Vivint Arena is the donut competition. Fans in attendance once again scoring based on momentum, execution, and the number of revolutions. We'll take a look at our top competitors as Kurt Kramer in Rammunition had a nice solid spot on that dirt as he goes round and round, gets that front left wheel up, and continues to ride Rammunition all the way around this track. 8.628 is the score for Kurt Kramer. David Ofer in Velociraptor, a slow roll to the far side of the track. Great look at Earthshaker and Gravedigger in the corner. But David Ofer so skilled in this competition. Last year won many times here on Arena Championship Series West. And now he's got a great opportunity for Velociraptor to do the same thing. 9.251 is the score for David Ofer. And then Tristan England in Earthshaker, already with 1 donut competition win. He gets Earthshaker right in that solid groove, far enough away from the pod to continue that spin. And round and round and round he goes. When he's stopping, nobody knows. Tristan England, 9.655. He's going to take the win in the competition. So 2 in a row for Tristan England as he tries to climb back up on top of the leaderboard. And we have a tie at the top at 18. Elvis Lainez, Tristan England, David Ofer in third with 16 points, Bailey Shea with 14, and Krysten Anderson with 13, rounding out the top 5. 1 competition remains. 1 driver will be crowned the overall event champion, and it's freestyle. 75 seconds on the clock. Drivers need to complete 15 seconds of the run to get a score. They're going to use all obstacles on the track, be creative, throw in some technical moves, maybe hit a wow moment, and get these fans to give them a solid score. And here comes Kurt Kramer riding for Hall Brothers Racing. Now, the Hall Brothers team based out of Champaign, Illinois. Kurt is originally from Hoopeston, Illinois. He debuted in 2018 with the Hall Brothers, sometimes drives hot seat for Monster Jam. And Kurt Kramer is a guy very well educated with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Right now, he's got a bachelor's and a master's in driving this Rammunition truck all over this track, the 6-sided pod. When you're watching a stadium event, you have all these landmines on the track for drivers to choose from. Drivers on an arena series have to be creative. They've got 6 obstacles to choose from, and they have to pick and choose their moments and find the right spot to get a wow moment and get these fans to give them a score. And Kurt Kramer now trying to drive this Rammunition truck all over the track here, up over the single log, now trying for a sky wheelie. Gets a different angle than what he probably wanted. Now he's got to slow it down and come back around. Now up over the tire stack here for Rammunition, another sky wheelie. Ideally, drivers want the truck, the front end of that truck, to be at a 90-degree angle for a sky wheelie. Rammunition sitting at about 45, so you're not going to get much air that way. And now chopping through the dirt here, has Earthshaker right in front of him, and that looks like it's going to do it for Rammunition. Let's take a look here at the super glue to the action replay. Scrapes the back tires off the tire stack. 4.997 is the score for Rammunition. Next up, Ashley Sanford in Megalodon. Ashley, a rookie here on the Monster Jam Arena Championship Series West Series out of Fullerton, California. You want to talk about patience? This young lady has a lot of patience. She went to Monster Jam University prior to the pandemic and had to wait a few years to get the call to be inside a truck. She got it, and she's making the most of it. The former Top Fuel drag racer, now behind the wheel of Megalodon on the first arena series of her career, and she's looking for her first freestyle win. Nice angle there from Megalodon. Up on the pod, now onto the bicycle save, and she gets it. Up over the logs, doesn't go on that full lane. You saw the tires go right in between. She went right in the middle there. That's not going to get the angle she wants, but she does have momentum. She doesn't have to stop. No brakes at all necessary from Megalodon now as she tries to swim through this dirt here in Salt Lake City. Now again up over the tire stack, doesn't take the full lane. Nice solid turn here on the angle. She's got all kinds of room. You got to get that wow moment in. She's got to come over the single log, try to get something done. Imagine as a rookie talking to some of these rookie drivers, you're a little hesitant when you come into Monster Jam. You don't want to go all out and roll the truck over. You got to stay consistent, fill the clock, and that's what Ashley Sanford did. 6.654. That is enough to get Megalodon the lead. So well done for Ashley Sanford. Fans out in full force cheering on Megalodon, and they're cheering on Velociraptor as well as David Olford hits the track. He's got to come up short, bumping right into Earthshaker, so hitting the brakes, you never want to see that. You want to keep that momentum going. He's got to get the rear steer in play, turn it back around, and then a nice side slap whip for Velociraptor. David Olford, one of the most respected drivers in Monster Jam, spent 9 years as a crew chief for the likes of Barry Musauer and Brianna Mahan. Got an opportunity to drive in 2019 and just bounced around the independent circuit, buying his time and waiting for the right moment. And it would come from the team in Ogden, Utah, as Team Throttle Monster gives him the chance now to ride with Velociraptor. And look at that front wheel. That right wheel is not running right, and that is going to cost him. He goes up on 2 wheels. He's able to correct it and maybe bounce the wheel back into place, but that thing is not riding the way the other 3 are. It's dragging a little bit, and you can see now Velociraptor struggling to get through the track, struggling to get back onto the pod. He's got to go all the way across the side, and that is not what you want to see if you are David Olford in that truck, but he's going to make the most of it here. Gets a big-time sky wheelie. As we take a look at the super glue to the action replay, there it is right there. So 3 wheels, David Olford makes it happen. 8.534, and that is enough to give Velociraptor the lead. Coming up, we continue with freestyle. Crown our event champion, Tristan England in Earthshaker, trying to hang on Arena in 30. Welcome back to Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. Arena Championship Series West at the Vivint Arena in Salt Lake City. Entering this competition, Tristan England tied at the top of the leaderboard with 18 points, but I've been informed that Elvis Lainez cannot get El Toro Loco to start, so he will not compete in freestyle. That opens up the event championship for Tristan England if he can get something done here and hang on to that lead. And Tristan England looking for his first freestyle win of the season. Score to beat 8.534 from Velociraptor. Tristan, a second-generation driver out of Paris, Texas. His dad, Shane England, the driver of Big Kahuna. The backflip for Tristan England. You want to win the event championship, you do a move like that. The backflip getting it done. He lands it, and he is not done yet. Even being a second-generation driver, Tristan went to MJU, learned from Tom Mentz. He is a former Showdown winner, a two-time Triple Threat Series champion, and now trying to win the event championship here to close out the weekend. And there is a sky wheelie. There's your 90 degrees, and that is a big wow moment for the fans here in Salt Lake City. And hey, we're not done yet. How about another sky wheelie, a brake check, and a slap wheelie combo for Earthshaker? A big-time freestyle run here for the two-time Triple Threat Series champion. And finally, the clock is done, and that is enough. Take a look at the super glue, glue to the action replay. A perfect bounce on the backflip ramp, 9.800. And that is more than enough to take the lead. But is it enough to win the event championship? Raminator's Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois up next. You don't want to be the driver to follow that, but somebody's got to do it. So it's the veteran Mark Hall, been around since 2002 when Raminator debuted. Mark Hall has done everything in the monster truck industry. He's done every independent show out there, been all over the world, been a part of Monster Jam for many, many years. Right now trying to find something to do. We saw a donut on one side of the track. He attempted it again here on this side. Didn't like the dirt, so he goes right back to the well one more time. Now just zigzagging across the track, trying to find the right angle to get back up on the pod as he comes right back down over the 8-pack. Founded Hall Brothers Racing in the early 90s with his brother Tim. Very advanced and skilled fabricator and welder when he's not driving Raminator. That's what he does at the shop in Champaign, Illinois. Also makes a lot of drive shafts for Monster Jam trucks. So a multi-skilled driver and technician. And here's another donut. Why not? Raminator is the truck to get it done. Slides into a two-spin donut and then back across the pod. And that is going to do it for Mark Hall and Raminator as we take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. Right up over the single log. Nice jump there for Mark, 6.761. Not going to be enough to take the freestyle lead away from Tristan England in Earthshaker. Next up, Bailey Shea in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. She's also riding for Team Throttle Monster, the newest addition to Team Throttle Monster. She stepped away from Monster Jam in 2018 before returning for one event back in 2022 in Rockwell Red. Now has a great partnership with Throttle Monster, who has this Monster Mutt Dalmatian body working. Of course, the fans in attendance love this truck. Dalmatian Nation, a big fan base in Monster Jam. And Bailey Shea, on her time off, dominated the independent circuit in a truck called Quad Chaos, which fit her very well as she is a very skilled ATV rider. And there's a nice popper into a stoppie, into a moonwalk back up on the pod. So Bailey Shea showing off old signs, vintage Bailey Shea here in freestyle. Solid sky wheelie up over the pod. Now gets it down on all four BKT tires, whipping the truck back right over the log stack. And has Monster Mutt Dalmatian all the way back on the side of the pod. Now time to fill, so get a donut in. Has a lot of room there to make that happen, roosting the dirt here in Salt Lake City. As we take a look now at the super glue glued to the action replay for Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Gets a great single log sky wheelie and an 8.009, a solid score for Bailey Shea in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. And now Krysten Anderson in Gravedigger trying to come out here for freestyle. She's going to come up short here. Not sure what's going on with that Gravedigger truck. That didn't look good. Now she's slowing her way out on the track, goes to the far side, and going to try to take maybe a victory lap here to get the fans going. And again, she's going to stop here short of the wall, flips it back around. Out of Kill Hills, North Carolina, the first female series champion in Monster Jam history, has yet to hit the pod at all. She is in reverse. Something is up with Gravedigger, and she is locked up here, and she is not going to get out here on the pod. So no score, a DNC, do not compete for Krysten Anderson. As we take a look at her final BKT overall point standings, Tristan England going to win this one with 26, David Olford with 23, Bailey Shea with 20, Elvis Lainez 18, and Krysten Anderson with 13. Tristan England, a great weekend here for him. He's going to win his second overall event championship, and he now holds on to the series points lead for Arena Championship Series West. So as the fans are going nuts here for Earthshaker, we are going to send it downstairs to our host, Aditi Vias, and our overall event champion, Earthshaker's Tristan England.
Tristan England of Earthshaker, from your first night in this series, you were in 4th place, and you are now in 1st place, the series points leader. What do you have to say to your fans about that?
I'll tell you fans, it means a lot to come out here and win these trophies, but it wasn't fair and square done today. Elvis Lainez and El Toro, he fell short in the donut competition and wasn't able to come back for freestyle to defend his competition championship points. But I tell you right now, we have 18 more weeks of this stuff to battle it out until World Finals in Nashville. But I promise you one thing, you're gonna have to take this from my hands, because I'm coming for the bigger one, because I have them stockpiled in my office and there's no room. But I'm gonna keep stockpiling that. But it's because of you fans that keep pushing us to do the best that we could do. And hey, we just won that freestyle with like 7 cylinders or less. So that was for you guys, Salt Lake City. I tell you that you are very special to me in my heart, and I mean that. I can't wait to come back here, and God bless you guys. I'll see you on the next one on Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, let's hear it one more time for Tristan England and Earthshaker.
So Tristan England getting it done here. 2 event championships out of 4, and a great start to the 2023 season. Follow us on social media at Monster Jam, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok for all of your updates, your scores, and tickets and merchandise. Go to monsterjam.com. And hey, don't forget to join me all season long right here with many more exciting episodes on the Road to World Finals. This is Arena in 30, powered by Spin Master. I'm Scott Jordan, and I'll see you next time.